Hello there, and welcome back to the SSL Adventurecast. This will be episode 3. It's been a little while, so let's just introduce everybody. My name's Aenir, player Human, GM of your Division 2 title-winning Soul Mythic. With us, as always, we have the DM.
It's me, I'm Jess. I'm playing here right now as of this moment. Oh, my player's Helena Soderberg.
Thank you. We have Liam.
Yeah, I'm Lamb Ryan for Soul. As we said, division winning Soul Mythic. Um, and yeah,
We have our resident non-SSL players, Crystal Titan.
Hey.
And Aaron.
That's me.
And introducing someone who's very, very lost, all the way from the SHL. He's Habs fan from Ontario.
I do not enjoy soccer.
From SHL, from Ontario.
So, what have we missed since last time we played? I think the most important thing here is Drew Inter London in a 1-1 draw. Drew Red Star Louse, who's a lot better than the record would indicate, 1-1. And then, before our match was even played, even though they're supposed to be in universe, they're playing at the same time, with London's loss, that clinched the title for Seoul in Division 2. Anyone got any comments about that? Celebratory statements, etc.?
I'm very excited. Mission accomplished.
getting up to Div 1's very exciting. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Div 1 takes us next season. Hopefully, we can stay up in Div 1 for many seasons to come.
Yeah, it's really going to depend on our quality and quantity of our off-season additions.
Yeah, I think we need a big player from Div 1 to join us in the off season.
It's all going to come down to the free agency market. Jess, as HO, is us discussing this and it's going to be out before free agency? Does that count as tampering, or is that more because we're just discussing it in general terms? Are we fine with
You
that?
can talk about it. I mean, I think if we spent a significant amount of time here being like, I wish this player would come play for us, and then you sent the podcast to them and said, hey, you should listen to this, that might start into tampering, but I think you're allowed to talk about potential free agent targets
Okay, I
on your podcast.
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Not only are you the DM, you're the rules lawyer of the group.
Don't like make it a pitch via podcast and you're fine.
Okay, no. I in the Soul Mythic locker room, or well, not the locker room, but the war room for draftees and stuff. I was able to put together. I looked at all the upcoming free agents. Basically, if you had around 1,000 TP, I'm gonna be contacting you if you were going to be a free agent. So nothing fancy there, but there are some good players there. Chief amongst them. Let me pull that up. Chief amongst them, as I have listed, Henrik Lind, Kamish himself, Canadice, Donnarumma, TVC, Powdered Toast Man, be fine. And this is not exclusive. This is just a couple of names that jump out at me. Let's see who else. Oh God, Zinedine Gintonic. He's got almost 1,700 TPE. And then there are a couple of inactive free agents as well, and I'm not quite sure how that falls. Like, I believe it's just an inactive bidding thing. Go ahead.
Is that like so for an inactive? Like I know in other sim leagues, I mean, you can't sign an inactive because you usually have to get like a handshake from them, and if they're inactive, you probably can't do that. Is that like different in the SSL?
Yes. like I don't know about pulling from other teams, but I know going into this season, Holmberg was inactive until I tagged him. And they ended up signing a contract. King Kong was inactive, and then still was technically on an active contract. It was just basically like a bidding process, and I think you go up like 500,000 each time. But if they're inactives, there's usually not a whole lot of bidding for them. The inactive ones I was looking at were Malachi Black, McGuirk, and Patrick Bjorkas, Bailey, Half-Eaten Onion Bagel, and Henrik, respectively.
Yeah.
Second note, as I mentioned, King Kong earlier. Much love to him. He has retired. He has hung up the giant monkey gloves. He is retiring after this season.
I
So
thought he was going to create another player.
he is creating another player, but King Kong, the goalkeeper, is retiring.
Ah, yeah.
Speaking in character.
Yes. Like, that's the one thing I always have an issue with sim leagues. Some people say, like, the user and the player are different. The user is
Yeah.
just like an agent. But
It
then,
depends.
some people are like, no, I am my player.
I'm kind of a hybrid.
Yeah.
Like, I am very into the roleplay angle.
I can
I
understand
think
that.
I'd
That's
be
it.
more of. I think I'd be more of just I'm the player. I'm this guy. I'm not the agent. I think I'm full on the player.
We also have a lot of people who join sim leagues and then their first player is just their own full name.
It's just them,
That
yeah.
happens. That happens a lot. So like, and then when they go into their second player, they're like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna like create a different character this time." So it's always fun to see what
Yeah.
people do the second time around.
It's actually funny you mentioned about being a character. My brother, Muford, who's Michael Mueller in this league, is in the ISFL now, I believe is the league name.
Hmm.
Recreated, and he named his character after Dark Souls, after someone in Dark Souls.
Oh,
He was looking at Sigurd of Katarina, who was actually, there is a of Katarina player in the SSL. He
that's
was
their
look,
name. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. He was looking at Solaire and stuff. It's like who's a protective character? And I was like, Blacksmith Andre. So he made Andre Blacksmith. Because if anyone's played Dark Souls 3, he's the one who says he's the one who's there to upgrade your weapons. And it's like, prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered. Which I felt that sort of line
Love that.
fits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, please be careful, because I don't want my blocking to be squandered. So that's sim league related, but not necessarily SSL related. So we are coming up to the finale of season 9, and uh, the final game did occur today. We'll be talking about that next episode. So this is just more along the lines of, let's think about anything that you guys liked about season 8 in Soul, anything you disliked, want to see changed, like to see the same, general thoughts and such.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I thought it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun this season. I think definitely promotion is something that's always a good thing, and coming up short the previous season was a bit tough to take. And this season getting clinching with a vision just felt so bittersweet, and I'm so pleased to when the full time whistle blew at Laos. Like that was a good feeling. I will say that.
Yeah, it's been. I've been here since season 3, so technically prior towards Division 1, before Division 1, Division 2 split. So we had one season in Division 1 that got set down, been in Division 2 since. Coming up short last season was a heartbreak, especially because we like really came out of the blocks really hot and just kind of faltered down the end. But we were able to come back, reload, and thanks to everyone getting better and the inclusions of Akamoto and Soderbergh, we were able to really just dominate end to end this season. It was great. I loved having the big wins, and it was just, as a whole, I think it was just fun the entire time. I didn't really notice anyone having any problems with anything. A couple mistakes on my end I made. Some subs didn't get in, or I picked the wrong person for the sub, and that's just first season as a GM. I'll get better. We're all going to continue getting better, and especially if we can weather the storm next season, it's going to start looking really good for us staying in D1 and even pushing for it because all the teams that are up there, to my understanding, have a lot of players who are getting really close to
They're gonna
regret.
regress, yeah.
Exactly.
And
All
we and we're
SF1s.
a young and we're a really young team too. Like we most of our players are really young, and so they're only going to get better while the other teams are doing regression. We're going to have players that are increasing their stats, so it's going to go up while they're going down, which will sort of help even the field, I think.
Yeah. And the best part is about it, we have when Okamoto goes back because it was technically a trade because he was inactive, but it was a loan. We will have 4 draft picks this season. We have 4 draft picks next season. So we're in a good spot, I feel. Now I know, unfortunately, we got a bit of like a baseball thing going on where it's going to take a couple of seasons for these rookies to really hit their hit their stride. But I think that if we can make it over that little hump over the next season or two, we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do look really good and be built for continued success.
Yeah, uh, I agree with that. But haven't isn't it very hard to hit on like some draft picks with like in the sense that a lot of them just turn inactive very quickly, realizing that this isn't for them, or is that really not the case?
It really depends. If you draft someone who you know outside of the league, that can help fight inactivity. If you pick someone who's recreating, that usually is a pretty good portent for activity. Like King Kong felt he wasn't having fun. That's why he recreated, and he made to create a central attacking mid. And I think he'll have a lot of fun with that. So I hope he'll be active. But as you do mention, you do run the risk of a new rookie. Just this isn't for them, and not sticking with it. I mean, last season when we picked you up, Liam, we picked you up. We picked I forget the play. Lachlannis, Powell. We had like a whole Australian contingent. I think you came with like 3 other Australian based users, correct?
Yeah, I think it was
And
3 or 2.
yeah, and I think you ended up being the only active one who stuck with it.
Yeah,
I mean, we do have another Australian user in Aloisi, but he's got the looking at it as a player, he's got a couple seasons of good earning, as do you now at this point.
yeah,
We just were finishing up your second season, so people can feel confident that if you come into a league, you'll stick around for a while. Obviously, real life stuff can happen.
because
Yeah. Final note for the SSL portion. Oh, well, final note for the SSL portion, but addressing your other point you were saying is that part of the way you counteract that it's the same thing that you see in a lot of sports. It's different from real sports in that round one picks aren't as useful because Everyone's starting at the same level. There is no like, oh, this guy's going to be a star, as much as there is in real sports. But just the more picks you have, the more likely it is you hit someone that, or hit on someone that will be a good player. So you just get as many shots as you can. Hopefully some of them show up big. And if a lot of them show up big, you end up in a situation like Hollywood is, where you're going to run roughshod over the league for a very long period of time.
Yeah, I agree. And certainly I think that the thing is, I think definitely in preseason, like it's something that impacts new players. Definitely, I've experienced it from my perspective. Is if players aren't getting as much playing time, that can sort of make them feel tough and like, oh, I'm never gonna get any playing time. I'm like third string on the for this position, and I'm just never gonna start. So I think it's important in the preseason to be giving these rookies playing time, making sure they're starting games, making sure they're feeling welcome to the team.
Completely agree.
And
That's why, like last season, rotated you. I rotated you and Jirasek a lot, and this season, Kennedy, because we only had one draft pick, was Kennedy, and I know probably not what you wanted, but as you guys played incredibly similar positions, actually the exact same positions, I usually subbed for you, like you two for each other. I think Kennedy showed up in all but like one game this season, but it was almost all entirely subs.
yeah,
So
I think it was London that Kennedy didn't play in. It was the first time he played London.
yeah, I think at that time I didn't feel he was at the level we needed to do it, and we ended up losing 1-0. Really close game. Maybe he could have been a spark for something, but that's something I have to learn and make that judgment call. And I think moving on, we will save this for the next episode, the rest of the next episode. Everyone in this group has been very patient, so let's get to what everyone's actually here for, the Dungeons and Dragons.
Aye!
Dragons!
Da-da-dum.
Dun, dun,
So, when
dun.
we last left our heroes, if I recall correctly, the cleric touched someone, we ate monkey meat, and we stabbed a lot of rats.
That's basically it.
Well,
Yeah,
you stabbed rats. I obliterated the rats. There is canonically a crater there. I say we
Sure.
turn it into a fire pit.
Obliterating rats is a good time.
Yeah.
Good time.
Can we put them in
so-
like a? Can we put those big rats in like that? In like a hole or something, like dig up a hole and then just shove them down there, make sure they never return.
Sadly, I am never again going to roll like I did last session.
What's crazy?
2 nat 20s in a row and another nat 20. Yeah, no, that was a god session.
That
And
was
if I
insane.
recall correctly, I rolled 19 on my initiative. And it was
Well,
like,
you're a thief. That's sort of thing I expect.
I'm working under the assumption racial bonus versus rats. Okay? So let's
I
That's
still
been
believe
it.
that.
let's
the dice understand the narrative sometimes.
They do.
That's all.
Okay, here's the thing. She's a thief. Clearly, she slipped the dice at 20 behind the scenes.
Why would I
The
give away
electronic dice are definitely interested in money.
money? Obviously.
All right.
You don't know what they do
So-
in their spare time when we're not looking at them.
Last time, just for HFFO's benefit here, I gave him a brief rundown of what happened last time, but I'll do a little bit of a recap here so he knows what's going on. Last time, everybody woke up on a beach. I have written down that we are at 3 F-bombs in 1 minute. I don't know why I wrote that down, but that's in my recap, so I had to tell you. Everybody kind
Most of those were me.
Everyone kind of introduced themselves, sort of, noticing each other, noticing descriptions of one another. We have Tucker, who's a cleric, who has short silver hair with braids in the front bit on his in front of his shoulders.
The monk
He
hairstyles be weird.
does not like the sun on account of being half vampire. We have Kellard, who is a blob, essentially. But he wears a lot of armor, so he's kind of human-shaped most of the time. Everyone,
Excuse me, that is Sir Blob.
Sir Blob.
Sir Blob's a lot.
Just call him Blob.
we have Liam, who is a paladin, who is has slicked back hair and is very short because he's a dwarf.
Oh, and bite marks from the rats.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the rats.
Everyone has
got
bite
me.
marks now from the rats.
I don't have
And then we
I don't
have
get much.
a Tabaxi,
No, we don't. I healed them.
who is wearing leather armor and just seems to be kind of chilling on the beach. So everybody talked a little bit. Everyone kind of agreed that they have no idea where they are or how they got there. Tucker suggested that they go into the forest to find alcohol.
That's not what I
Everyone-
said. That's not what I said. What I said was anything is drinkable if you try hard enough. And I said
No, you said
that I could drink the dwarf under the table,
alcoholic.
and I was going to go and find something to drink to prove it.
To which our Tabaxi friend said, "Do you usually look for alcohol in the forest?"
And that's what I gave you the anything.
Yeah.
Be alcoholic
And
if you try hard enough.
everyone kind of agreed that this was just like they are here and can't remember why because they drank too much the night before.
Yeah.
There was this general consensus that everyone just has got incredibly blackout drunk the night before, and that's how this happened.
Excuse you. As a plasmoid, I don't get drunk. Someone threw one of those do not eat packets in me, and that's what caused me to lose my memory.
Oh
You
my
know
God.
what? I accept that.
Silicon
He got drunk off of
Floating around
ramen.
in there.
He got drunk off of instant ramen. That's my story. I'm
Instant
sticking to it.
So you went into the jungle. Everybody kind of worked together to find stuff to make a shelter. Everybody is good at nature and survival stuff, so it didn't take too long. But you got kind of hungry, so you went and foraged enough for a few days of rations, and then kind of settled in for the night. And you were just gathering in around your little campfire and getting settled
Excuse
in.
me.
when you were
if I may.
Mhm.
I'd just like to point one thing out. Like, I know it's not terribly important to the recap, but it's important to me because this was a big moment in last section. Our blobby friend found and killed a poor little monkey, brought it back to camp, and we massacred that fucker.
That's true. You did.
Delicious
That was the
monkey.
rations in question.
Yes.
No, the rations were separate. We made that clear. The monkey was a
Which
bonus.
is just the treat. Just our little dinner treat for tonight. Just as you were getting ready to settle in for the night, you were set upon by giant rats, and you took care of the rats pretty easily. Everyone killed the rats, and I can't remember if we all went to bed, but I think we were saying that we were going to.
We did,
Yeah.
because you said long rest.
Yes, that's right. All right, so everyone is long rested. It is morning.
Yeah, and that's why I
Um,
said that we don't have any bite marks on the rats, because being a cleric, even if we heal from a long rest, but even that aside, I have the healing. Like, obviously, we're not going to
Yeah.
have any marks afterward.
All the bite marks are healed.
Yeah.
Miraculous rat bite mark healing. Hope it works on rabies too. Do you think
Hey, if
maybe
it doesn't, I
lesser
still got a spell that
restoration
can
or
help with
greater
that.
restoration to cure rabies?
Isn't that just a
I
cure
do, actually.
disease?
If the rats are extremely cursed, it's probably remove curse.
Could be. Is rabies a curse? Discuss. No.
It is if they
All
remove
right.
rats.
Let's see.
I will
pretty
let
sure
y'all
the thing...
decide what you're doing before I tag in our new.
I was
Companion.
gonna say just did we not search our campground last night?
Sorry about that. That's an accident.
Is there a random person in our campground?
There is not yet. He's not there yet.
Ah, okay. So
Did he fall from the sky or something?
You have not seen anyone fall from the sky yet.
Though we are at the base of a mountain.
You know what? Actually, why don't I start with HFFO?
sounds good
We'll
to me.
cut to him and have him come across y'all. So, you also have awoken on a beach. You have no idea where you are or how you got here or what led up to you getting here. You do not remember anything, not being on a boat, not being near the ocean. All you remember is that you went to bed last night, and you think you have no memory of doing anything else out of the ordinary. And now you are here on this seemingly abandoned beach. And you hear the sound of the water rushing against the shore. You hear seagulls overhead. There is a jungle behind you. And somewhere off to the south a little bit, you see smoke rising in the jungle.
I'm going to quickly go to the water and splash my face with water and say, "There's no place like home" 3 times.
You do that.
Do I end up back in my dwarf colony?
Sadly, no.
Oh, okay. Clearly the dwarf tales have been exaggerated. Mosgrick will use the water to clean off his boots, take them off, and hold them in his hands. They are bright red, shiny cowboy boots. And he will start walking to the forest barefoot to preserve his shoes towards the fire.
That was your problem. You need to make them bedazzled because the red slippers were bedazzled. Then they would have worked.
Maybe they need to be glitterier.
Maybe that's the point of the campaign. Bedazzle my boots.
I think
All right.
I think they only work that way if you drop your dwarven mine on top of some unsuspecting poor magic user.
Any of you magic users?
I believe most of them are in some form or fashion.
So you are coming from up here on the map, and you do see mountains off behind, looming behind the jungle, and just lots of jungle in there.
I do like being near mountains, so at least that's slightly reassuring to me. The rocks
You are heading towards the mountains, yeah. If you are going into these woods.
Yeah, headed towards fire. So heading towards the mountains, that's a good place. It's got rocks. Rocks are good.
Good old rocks. Y'all are still there. Let me just make sure I have the right map. I do. Okay. Yeah, so you get closer to the smoke, and you, through the trees ahead, you hear voices.
I'm going to stop immediately and start stretching like some calisthenics. My character is 350 years old, so he needs needs to loosen up in case these aren't friendly voices.
I say he weighs 350 pounds, and I was like, that's a decent amount for a dwarf.
No, he's quite old.
He's perfectly round. No.
It's a dwarven sumo wrestler.
Him and the blob have very similar body shapes.
Hey, I will not have you shame me. I don't have the excuse.
Blobby shaming. No blobby shaming.
I don't have the excuse
Blobby
of an internal skeleton that gives me this shape. Physics gives me this shape. So please check the privilege at the campsite.
I'm not at the campsite, so I can say my comments for a while.
You are nearing the campsite, and you hear these voices. What voices? What are you saying as you wake up this morning?
Quit
first and
eating
foremost,
the monkey. It is not healthy.
First and foremost, Tucker is not among them. He is a late sleeper.
I swear.
He's very cranky that morning.
No. I don't mean don't eat the monkey ever. Cook it first.
We did cook it last night. That was a thing.
Yes.
I'm assuming I've caught another
Have
monkey.
you lost your memory?
I'm assuming I've caught another monkey.
God. They're just going to decimate the monkey population on this jungle.
Hey,
I
what
mean,
happened to
really,
the
who
dodos?
needs more primates?
At this point, I'm just gonna start bottling their fucking tears to make my holy water.
Monkeys?
Yes.
Great. So I'm capturing them for people to eat. He's torturing them. Oh God.
Yeah, so I think HFFO, you approached just in time to hear that conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around and see if there's anything in the mountains. No,
The mountains are kind of on the other side of the jungle. So you can
is there
kind of
like a
see them.
sheer cliff skill I can use? No, I'll walk up to the
Howard.
I'll walk up to the campsite and just pretend I didn't hear anything.
Would you like to describe yourself for the party?
Yeah. My individual is a sorry, I'm pulling up the. He's got a long orange beard. He's stout, standing about a 3'5". The beard tucks. It's got its own like brace, and it tucks into his belt as it reaches the floor. It's almost as tall as he is. He's carrying in either hand a pair of bright red cowboy boots, aforementioned, as well as on his head he has a red hat that's rimmed with white and ends in a bit of a pom pom as it hangs down beside his ear. And strapped to his back is a rather large axe.
Oh my god, they've hired a mercenary.
The monkeys?
They're working together.
They recognized the threat and they said, "Someone help us."
So that's a very fast turnaround.
Monkeys don't mess around.
They have a horde and they hired the best.
Clearly, they're putting a hit on you.
I'm getting paid in bananas.
You'll just have to see if you can beat the rate that the monkeys are paying you.
I can go as high as 2 citrus fruits, but no higher.
Depends on which citrus fruits.
Grapefruit.
Pass.
But then you never have to take medicine again.
Yeah, but then I have to eat grapefruit.
Pomegranate.
Grapefruit, not worth it.
Pomegranates are good, though.
Citrus?
Some
Eh.
grapefruits are worth it, but they're not like dependable enough. You never know what you're gonna get with a grapefruit.
Life is like a box of grapefruits.
You open it and
Sure.
go, who the hell's giving me this?
I mean, without added sugar, grapefruit is basically inedible. It's so tart.
Hey, if we
Oh, I love it.
if we ferment it,
thank
we
you.
can make malort.
What?
Malort, a Chicago tradition.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I watched on like a People React thing. Its catchphrase was malort, punch your mouth in the balls.
What the? Okay, back to the point.
Yeah, y'all have been approached by this
Uh,
little dwarf man with a Santa hat on.
wait,
Oh,
is
there.
is he approaching or is he like hiding?
I'm approaching, slowly.
Okay.
You see a silver-haired man passed out near the campfire. Probably getting drawn on by one of the monkeys.
They're very
ignore anyone who
sophisticated
looks old.
monkeys.
What, do you know anything?
I mean, depends on about what.
Like here, like what? Where is?
Oh,
is
no,
here?
no idea.
Okay. Is the monkey carcass in your camp still?
Like there's likely bones that have
Yeah.
been picked clean, like around the fire.
I mean, if you think about it, it's in all of us. Digesting.
Did you eat somebody?
There was some hunting, found a monkey, ate the monkey.
To be fair, the monkey attacked. It was killed in self-defense. Waste not, want not.
And you ate it.
Yes.
Aye!
So my next question is what is a monkey?
What is a monkey? It's a creature that climbs around in trees.
A less
Usually.
impressive version of you. Just your,
Oh, he called you impressive.
just your Tucker mumble that out from the campfire.
Yeah, he adjusted spells to being called impressive. Well, thank you. These creatures, they must be quite intelligent and brave. I don't know why you would eat something so majestic then.
Well, we needed to
Everyone
eat
makes bad
something.
decisions, including that monkey.
So we don't you don't know anything, and we're just. Do you guys know each other?
Now, like
No-
for all of about a half a day.
Yeah. We washed up on the shore together. I didn't see you there. How did you get here?
I was on the shore. I took a while washing my boots. They're quite nice if you haven't noticed. Um. Yes. So none of you know anything about each other.
I mean, we know what we can find out in about part of a day.
So
But
I know the girl is a thief. I know the blob is fast.
you
And
could
I
all
know the
be
dwarf
murderers.
likes to get hit.
Every one of you could just be murderers, is what I'm hearing.
Functionally, yes. You
I
have no
mean-
reason to trust us.
anyone could be a murderer.
I mean,
You could be a murderer.
we went to sleep and no one's dead yet.
Did you keep a watch?
Tucker slowly rises from the campfire and eyes the newcomer with a tired glare and says, "Look, if we were murderers, we would not be having this conversation with you. We would have chased you, and we would have captured you. That's not in the cards right now. Right now, our goal is survival, as should yours. And as far as I'm aware, none of us know how we came to be here. Now, unless you were already on this island and you found us in the forest, which does not appear to be the case, as you said you woke up on the beach as well, then we appear to have the same goal: survive and get off this island. Now, do you want to join this party or not?" He has no time for any of this guy's shit.
He's cranky, isn't he?
He just woke up.
Oh.
Seems to be cranky when he just wakes up. I mean, this is the first time I've seen it. Well,
I
second.
am not a morning person.
Dang it.
Hey,
Can you turn into a morning person? We like adapt this.
maybe we're going about this the wrong way.
Tucker slowly, you can almost hear a mechanical creak as he turns his head towards Liam and goes, "No."
Perhaps we're going about this the wrong way. He seems to be a dwarf. We have a dwarf in the party. I'm gonna get behind Liam and kind of give him a shove forward. Make with the dwarf
Who's
talk.
racist? Oh, who's racist now, you damn blob?
What do you mean? All dwarves know each other.
More likely than
Yeah,
anything
it's
else. Maybe they're from the
it's just
same
like-
hive.
Just like all dwarves can mine, all dwarves apparently know each other.
Is that you, George? My, it's been like 120 years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We used to look at stones together down in the caves. No.
Liam, you have no memory of this because you are not George that I'm aware of.
I'm not George, no.
Oh,
I'm like, who's he?
just like him.
I must be like a Doffel
Tucker
something.
slowly turns away from this conversation and away from the fire. He is too tired for this shit.
Yeah, if you guys can help me get off this, whatever it is, that'd be very nice of you.
That is why we're together. I
We're
assure you
making
this is
the
an alliance of convenience.
I didn't think anyone would spend more time with you than they had to if they weren't forced to.
Oh, I like you,
They're gonna
George.
fight.
I do.
Just so everyone knows, the reason I'm playing him like this is because you need to have the cranky doctor. It's
Oh,
an
of
essential
course.
part of the party formation.
Naturally.
Do we just call you Bones now, then?
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that, although it might be more appropriate to call me Blood.
What?
So close
Call
to
him
death.
Fangs.
They're called bones.
Call me that again, and you're getting a ghost up the ass.
Oh goodness.
His name is George, and he's trained as a proctologist.
Good.
Oh my lord.
I had my physical like 50 years ago. I'm fine.
Turn your head and cough.
Who wants to do the grabbing?
Oh boy, boys.
So, welcome you into the party for as long as you'll care to join us. Many hands makes light work.
I am glad that all of your many hands will be doing the work.
Discussing, talking to one another, and getting acquainted with your new companion. During a lull in the conversation, you hear, coming from the direction of the mountains, where the land starts to get rockier, you hear a small voice shouting,
Couldn't hear anything. You cut out.
Yeah, you cut out.
shoot.
Mhm.
Better now?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it might have been too
Yeah.
quiet for your microphone to pick up. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so as you're talking, when there's kind of a lull in the conversation, you hear off in the distance towards the mountains, you hear a tiny voice saying,
I'm guessing it was a little voice that said help, but this is the reason why push to talk is superior over voice activation.
I don't have either of those things on.
Anyway, hearing that, Tucker
Yes, it said
immediately
help.
hearing that, Tucker immediately gets up to his feet and orients towards the sound of the voice. He looks at us and says, "So, are we helping them?"
Might as well. Might be another hand to help us in the end.
I'm fine.
What did the voice sound like? Was it like a high pitched voice? Like what is a?
It's a little
Are we
That
talking?
sounds like George. I start running that way.
I was gonna say, are we talking like a normal human style voice? Or are we talking like the stereotypical like fly caught in a web?
No.
Help me! Help me!
Yeah, closer to the second.
All right. Well, Tucker starts running off that way.
Well, I'll head that way too.
I will follow that way.
Hey, Jess,
Mm-hmm.
I have an ability that's activated by touch. Since we're not in a combat situation, can I touch both of the dwarves to increase their walking speed so that they can keep up with us?
Is it a spell or?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you can cast a spell whenever you want. Just bear in mind how long it lasts, because if it's only like 1 minute, that's good for combat, but not great for traveling long distances.
Maybe they're running off through the forest. I'm gonna take my time, clean up the camp, make a nature check because I'm from a city, but even I know running off into the forest all randomly doesn't end well. Can I make a nature roll?
Yeah. What are you trying to do?
See if there's any trails or if there's any way to get to where we're in the direction we're going faster than just that way through all the underbrush and all the nastiness.
Sure. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Correctly, don't you have a terrible nature stat?
Yes,
It's
I
not.
do.
It's a -1. It's not the worst I've ever seen. With that roll, you can kind of determine that you do see that like they're running towards the rocky kind of foothills of the mountains, those cliffs that start to form at the foot of the mountains. And you are able to tell that the trees do start to get thinner in that direction.
And then I will finish packing up the camp, and then I'll go.
We're not
Okay.
packing up the camp. This is a semi-permanent camp. This is a base of operations for us to expand outward.
Yeah, you do
Oh,
have
sure,
a little shelter
douse
there, but you
the
can bring your
campfire.
food with you if you want.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's
probably
true.
like douse the campfire to keep the forest
No, that
from
absolutely, yeah, that.
catching. Yeah.
I'm not leaving the monkey bits out to be eaten by other creatures that come by.
That is fair. That is fair.
Smokey the Bear is gonna walk through and be like, "What the fuck?
you can prevent adventurers.
Only you can prevent
Only you can prevent murder
wildlife
hobos.
genocide."
I still don't see how killing one monkey is a
It's at least
genocide.
2
Fine.
now.
Okay, 2
Well,
monkeys.
that's implied.
The monkeys are already hiring like hitmen. It must be serious.
Must be.
All right, so yeah, y'all run off. I'm gonna say that Anir, you're probably like 2 rounds behind them
That's fine.
if it comes to it. Just because you stayed back to do that. Y'all, as you get through the trees to where the trees kind of start to thin out, and you can see a rocky outcropping that juts up out of the earth. They're forming a large cliff. You hear the voice again saying, "Help! She's going to eat me!"
Does it sound like it's coming from up the cliff or?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it coming from the direction of the cliff, which you can't see the base of the cliff. You can just see like
Okay.
kind of the tippy top of it because you're still in the
Okay.
trees.
Got it. Keep heading that direction, but I'm going to stay wary. Like, look
Agree.
for
Same.
what the
Be
threat might be.
cautious.
All right. So as you come through the last of the tree cover there into kind of a sort of a clearing. There's still undergrowth and everything, but the trees don't grow very tall this close to the cliff. Probably due to like a sunlight thing. But you do see this large rocky cliff ahead of you, and standing in front of it, you see an enormous lizard, easily 20 feet tall, snapping massive fang-filled jaws at a small hole cut into the side of the cliff. And
Yeah.
from inside of the hole, the small voice cries out again, "Please! She's gone mad! She's going to eat me! Please help!"
Wow.
Okay, I look for the source of the voice. Like, is that at the very top?
It's probably
It is
coming from inside the hole.
in
Yeah.
the hole, coming from in that hole.
Okay.
Sometimes when my wife was angry, I just cooked food for her. Have you tried that? Then maybe she won't be mad at you.
Yeah, the irony? The blob's back there. We could just shove him into the hole.
Oh,
Well, there is a 20-foot tall lizard in between you and the hole.
tried reasoning with the lizard?
I do believe gone mad means that reason has failed us.
We don't know what we can try. No harm in talking to a lizard. They're people too.
All right, who here wants to try and charm the beast?
Nah, that's not exactly my expertise.
And I believe you can all attest to me not being a ray of sunshine.
Well, if you're all too scared, I can talk to the beast.
Feel free. I'd love to see this.
Ironically, I do have a +4 to animal handling.
I'll walk up to the lizard and say, "Oh there, lizard friend." It's a fine day. The sun is in the sky.
The lizard turns and looks at you and says, "Please don't interrupt. I am dealing with something right now."
Yeah, I just heard you were hungry, and we have someone who also, when they're hungry and wake up in the morning, they're not very pleasant, and I can understand where you're coming from, and we just wanted to offer assistance in this scenario because the yelling of the other person was just really distracting.
"I'm not hungry. I am trying to catch him because..." And she stops talking because at that moment, while she's distracted and talking to you, a bat pokes its head out of the cave and then jumps out and flies away.
Because
Ugh. Now, see, you let him escape. He is a criminal and a traitor. I cannot believe you let him go. This is ridiculous.
are there laws on this island? Like, where's the government? I'm very curious. Is there a city nearby?
May I use the bonus action during his turn?
You can, yeah, we're not in combat right now, so you can kind of do whatever.
Okay. I am going to form my spirit weapon. And I'm going to form it into a butterfly net. And I'm going to catch the damn bat. 1 second. Where is it?
You're running after it.
No, it has a range of 60 feet, and I don't think it's gone that far yet.
Just remember.
No, it is dashing though, so.
Just remember.
Why?
Firmly grasp it.
Oh, har.
The bat is also considerably higher up than you. Like it's coming out of a cave that was 20 feet off the ground.
Yeah, and I can and once I form my spiritual weapon, I can move it up to 5 feet. Up to 5 feet, but I can form it up to 60 feet away.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah,
So I can form it in front of it and then catch it.
Okay. And why are we rolling at advantage?
I don't know.
Or is it okay? That was an accident. Okay.
I'm just clicking the damn.
Yeah, it's probably doing it by default. It's so stupid. You have to turn that off on your character sheet.
How do I do that?
So everybody, if you are, let's just all do this together. If you look at your character sheet, what you should see is up in the top right. I'm gonna find my blank character here. In the top right, there's a gear in the very top right, and then there's one next to the spells button. So hit the one next to the spells button. And then right below that, you should see roll queries. And just change that to advantage toggle instead of always roll advantage.
Mine's already on advantage toggle.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay. And
Alright.
I've changed it.
Nice.
Do I need to hit save or anything?
No, I think you should be good. Just if like you close it or go do something else.
And then like above your initiative thing,
I see it now.
normal, disadvantage, and you select normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay.
Alright. Yeah. So
Do I roll again or?
no, we can take the first roll. It's fine.
Okay.
But let me just see if I can find the. I'm gonna see if this hits the. I don't want monsters. I want NPCs. Oh, thanks. That's helpful. Not really. Yeah, okay. So that will not hit the bat. So the bat kind of flaps to the side and says, "Not today," and flies off.
Tucker just
Yeah.
growls irritably.
Dare I ask what the bat's crime was?
This is all pretty complicated. I'm sorry. You're new here, so you don't know all of these things. I realize you probably didn't mean to interrupt that. I'm sorry. I know this is probably very strange for you. I am a talking Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's probably also new to you. So that's
Legit
Georgie.
dinos.
Georgie is working with the pirates.
God.
That's George?
Literal Curious George.
It's literally named Georgie.
Did your friend turn into a bat?
Cannot make this up. Canonically, the bat's name is Georgie. I didn't want to kill Georgie. I wanted to capture him, to bring him back, to talk to the elders. Because he's working with the pirates, which is unacceptable, honestly.
Hold up. Are the monkeys the pirates?
What? No. The
So
pirates
who are the monkeys working with?
Tucker just
No
slowly
one.
rubs his temples, groaning and trying to stem the oncoming headache.
Then what does George have to do with this?
Well, Georgie is working with the pirates. I wanted to bring him back to talk to the elders at the Enclave.
That sounds.
I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and you probably are starting to figure out that you're never getting out of here. So, do you want to come back with me to the Enclave, and Major Mitchell can just explain everything?
Yeah.
Are you
Tucker
like a
basically
real,
just yells out like in frustration. Yes.
Are you like a real lizard, or are you like a person who became a lizard because you've been here too long?
No, I've always been a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, okay.
You are very well spoken for a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes,
You have
well,
a
I'm
wonderful
awakened.
voice. And you have a
Wow.
wonderful voice.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, what do you mean by awakened?
Well, surely you've noticed that not all of the animals talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but some of them
what makes
cry.
one awakened?
Major Mitchell can explain this. I'm pretty bad at the exact specifics.
Tucker turns and holds out a hand. Lead the way.
That's really funny because she would have really short arms.
I assure you I am not mocking you.
Names?
Did I catch
Anyone?
up? Did I catch up?
Sorry,
Yes,
you asked me?
you have
Yeah.
caught up. You have caught up just now in time to find your party having a discussion with a T-Rex.
We could have used you, Blob Man.
The monkey meat really hits him fast.
Sorry, you were asking our names. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm Esmeralda.
Tucker turns and bows to her pleasantly. I am Tucker. I have no last name. I am of the Order of Guthix.
I don't have a last name either. I guess my last name is Rex? I don't know.
I'm Shimmer.
You're not quite an awakened, but you're also not quite not.
Something like that, sure.
Get used to the purring.
Oh my. Mm. Mm. No, don't get used to the purring, honestly.
I am Mosgrick. I am. You mentioned this George. Does he look similar to this one? I point to the other dwarf here.
No, he's a bat.
So it's not the George I'm looking for, then, is it?
You're
Tucker's
looking
once
for
again
someone named George?
Tucker's
Well,
once again
not-
rubbing his temples.
But I do have
Unless-
an old friend named George that I'd love to run into and catch up with sometime.
I
Back in
mean,
our day,
Wow.
we did all sorts of crazy adventures together.
you said it's been 250 years. Maybe he turned into a bat.
Yeah, it's possible he could have become a bat. Is there something on this island that makes people become bats?
No, I don't think
then
so.
Probably not George, but maybe we can catch him and ask him. You never know.
I'm sure we will run into Georgie again.
And the
Tucker
monkey
turns
cat.
and looks
really
to the
help
group and
himself.
says, "Okay." Okay. Tucker turns and looks to the group with very tired expression. Says, "If you want answers, Esmeralda has made it very clear. Major Mitchell is more likely to be able to provide them for us. Why don't we go?"
Sure, but I mean, it's just fun, like telling this guy that the bat might be his friend.
Oh, it's absolutely very fun.
Yeah.
But that's just in Tucker's character.
Rather troll our new friend than actually figure out.
I mean, there's priorities.
love it. So, Esmeralda starts walking. And she is walking probably like twice as fast as y'all because she is very large.
Are we gonna follow the talking T-Rex?
Yes.
Excuse
Yes,
me,
we are.
Esmeralda. We are not very fast. Would we be allowed to ride on your back?
Oh, no, but sorry, I'll slow down. I'm not a steed.
Steeds are noble. Are you not noble?
Imagining
I-
Tucker standing sideways on her flank. Because he can do that! Like perpendicular.
Are you a spider?
I may as well be.
Oh, great! She's gonna be afraid of spiders.
Everybody has their own little thing they got going on, don't they? And she just starts walking again. Fine,
Well-
you can ride.
With surprising dexterity, Mosgrick jumps up on her back.
All right. She will she curls her tail around to like let you kind of like go up the tail onto her back.
Yeah, he
Anyone
needs
can
to be
ride.
normal.
I ride with style. They
Until
see
you-
me
until you-
rolling sideways.
Until you
Aiden.
until you hit a tree that she didn't clear out.
That's why you duck.
It's the equivalent of sticking your head out the window on a car ride.
Basically.
Oh.
Okay, so we are riding now.
Yeah.
We are going to
Right.
Riding a
riding.
T-Rex like you do.
As one
in
does.
style. In style.
All right. Let me So she takes you basically around the end of these mountains here. Through the jungle. And so I'm trying to reveal areas here because tool is not behaving itself. All right. Around through this jungle to more beach. Along the beach, which also is also flanked by a jungle here. And as she comes out of the second patch of jungle here and the trees kind of give way again, you see
Good old fog of war.
what y'all would be able to see here because I'm too lazy to use the polygon tool. There you go. So as you continue, she just kind of chatters. She talks about this and that and the other. She talks about, the tide and, oh, that's a pretty tree. And, oh, look at those little birds over there. And just anything you can possibly imagine. She does not stop talking the entire time you're walking.
Honestly, Tucker finds it adorable. He finds it very endearing, as opposed to most times people talk at him.
It's different when it's a giant murderous lizard.
It's times like this you can kind of tell that birds are dinosaurs.
So as you come through
Take that
a
as my new
clearing
canon.
in the trees part to reveal an impressive collection of sandstone buildings flanking a clean water canal. So right away, you notice something that's a little out of the ordinary. This village seemingly has no humanoids, but it does not lack life. There are dozens of animals moving back and forth between the buildings, on the roads, and the grounds of the village here. There's a pair of wolves rolling a barrel into a building, while an elephant lifts a lemur into the window of a nearby tower. At the edge of the water, near the canal, there's a panther and a large boa constrictor just having a little chat together in common. You can hear they're kind of talking about the weather and how they're hoping for more rain. There's a cockatoo sitting on a perch in front of a class made up of mice and turtles and monkeys, leading a discussion about what sounds like they're talking about effective gardening techniques. So they're having like a little class over there. And as you all enter, the animals kind of stop what they're doing and start to gather around you. Esmeralda kind of does an awkward little kind of sort of sit down to let y'all get down. It says,
Meanwhile, Tucker
"Don't
hops off to the side.
worry, don't worry. They're not one of them. These are all my new friends here.
Tucker waves.
Everyone.
Tucker waves pleasantly.
After a moment, the pink cockatoo, who's leading the class, comes over and lands in front of you. Just see here. Welcome to the Enclave, my friends. I'm Major Mitchell. How can we help you?
Tucker moves forward to in front of the group, and he bows to Major Mitchell, and he says, "It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Tucker. Apparently the most focused of this group. And may I say that it is an honor and a pleasure to meet you."
He ducks his head in one of those like little bird nods,
Mm-hmm.
like 3 times. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. What brings you all to our enclave?
Truthfully, serendipity. We have no idea why we are on this island or how to get off of it. We were planning on exploring the jungle today to try and find answers. It appears we lucked into some.
Well, you've certainly found one of the friendlier places on this island. You're welcome to stay here as long as you don't cause any trouble and you're not working with those filthy pirates.
I assure you that we are not. However, I do have a question regarding the pirates.
Of course, of course.
Do they have functioning ships?
Oh, they row their little boats all around here.
But nothing that looks like it would survive the waves, yes?
Oh, you want to get off the island.
Yes.
Ideally.
As pleasant as your company is, and it is. I do not wish to stay here forever. I must get back to my monastery.
He kind of hangs his little bird head. So unfortunately, my friends, I am afraid this island is protected by powerful magic, put in place by a power mightier than even the world's greatest spellcasters. 70 years ago, our master was like you. He was stranded on this island and he couldn't escape either. I know this is information you probably do not want to hear. I'm sure you all have lives outside of here and you'd like to get back to them. But I am afraid that's just the way it is, and we will do everything we can to make you comfortable here. I have a place for you to stay here and any supplies that you need. We can feed you. All we ask is that you participate in our community.
You can
Tucker
check
nods.
out. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave.
Tucker nods and says, "Well, that is disappointing. But if this is to become my new life, I will accept it. I thank you for your hospitality, Major Mitchell."
Of course,
Say
of
there is
course.
a spellcaster who casts this magic greater than any. Who is this master wizard? Is his name George by chance?
Oh my god.
Tucker
We
has
don't
by now
know.
moved to the side.
Oh god.
We know not who placed the enchantment on the island originally.
So
Our
you're saying
master
it could be George, is what I'm hearing.
is your friend George a powerful spellcaster?
He is a dwarf.
He has been known to do some card tricks. One time he got a coin behind my ear.
I would like to see that.
At this point, Tucker is tempted to just start laughing at the insanity of this.
I am going to reach over and pull a coin out from behind his ear.
Oh, see, it was much different. I was looking at him while he did it. It was very, very amazing. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, of course.
Tucker turns to Major Mitchell and says, "I do have one last question, however.
Yes.
Have you or any in your village explored the island more fully? Do you know if there are any strange places full of magic in this place?"
There is the Crystal Cavern.
We may wish to explore that.
It's
But-
ours. And you cannot go to there.
Didn't you say
You
were a
or the
part of your
pirates.
community?
What was that?
Didn't you say we were a part of your community?
Well, of course.
So why would you bar us from part of your society?
The cave is used for the enchantment to create more of our kind.
Ah,
You would have no need for that.
well, my thought is that perhaps the cave is also what is helping anchor this place and keeping anyone from leaving.
Oh, I don't think so.
Importantly, the cave may be where George is.
Oh my god.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to have Tucker walk over to this man. Well, I need to get out my actual spell sheet. And let's see. I'm going to smack him upside the head. Enough with the George business. He is not here.
I think you hit me. Well, if you're here, if I'm here, if none of us know how anyone got here, anyone could be here. Stop pretending you know things. You don't know anything about here. I've
does
seen
us-
more moons than your life will exist for.
Let's
Perhaps
say
it's closer to my knowledge.
I highly doubt that.
anyone could be here, but any specific person more than likely is not here.
And it does us no good to obsess over George when these people are here to try and welcome us.
I wouldn't say that if you knew him.
When was the last time you saw George?
150 years ago.
Have you been asking after George every day for the last 150 years?
Of course, George is my lover.
Oh,
Give up on true love.
oh. Well,
I'm
fair,
so
I guess.
glad.
Fair.
Tucker has nothing to say to that, mostly because he doesn't like people. They don't like him, but he also doesn't like them.
Ew, love. Blah.
I'm with the cat.
Did anyone
A
else's
pleasure, Romeo.
roll 20 just go blank?
Yes.
Frick. Hang on. It's because
Fog of War!
yeah, I didn't mean for it to do that. You should be able to see this whole thing. But it has like all of the, because this is a prefab module, they're like, ooh, yeah, we did all of the work for you. And I'm like, did you though?
Did you really?
No, they did. They absolutely did. But they didn't do it to make it easier for you.
Yeah, all right. Reveal. I want to reveal everything, please.
Revelio.
I just reset this whole map, please. Here we go. We're just gonna do standard fog of war, please. Reveal areas.
Yeah,
Can't
there
see
we go.
anything.
Esmeralda's lovely.
It is a very nice community.
Oh, it's gone again.
Yeah, it's not showing me
Oh,
what's revealed and
no.
what's not, so I told it to hide everything so I can just reveal everything all at once.
The mortgages are
There
absurd.
you
there
go.
we
There we go.
Oh, it's Aslan.
That's what now?
Aslan from Narnia.
Oh. So you're up here next
And
to the
Nagini.
T-Rex. You came in up here, up where the T-Rex is. Here's Major Mitchell. He's come over to talk to you. He's very small.
Awesome.
Aw, whoever made this
He's a
map
tiny bird.
goofed up. They just, we're going Hanna-Barbera in this place.
Oh boy. All right. That is where y'all are. This is what the enclave looks like. It's just a lot of beautiful stone buildings.
Lovely.
I can show you to your... We have a house. It's empty. You're welcome to stay there.
That's convenient.
Tucker nods. Tucker bows gently in thanks, and he thanks them. Yeah, that. Good words, you know.
Of course. So Major Mitchell kind of hops and flies, little hops, and like he's very conscious of the fact that he's a bird and you're not, and you can't just fly after him. So he hops and flies over to all the way down this little canal, all the way, hoping that you're following him.
Yep.
Mhm.
What's going on with part of this map? It looks like there's like weird chopped off bits.
That's why I made the Hanna-Barbera joke. It
Yeah.
repeated itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep rolling, rolling.
I want to say this. Is this just like... Oh, okay. It's an extra copy of it with furniture. Why would I want the copy of it without furniture? I'm very confused. Okay, so pretend like this bit up here is not here.
Man, there are
and,
a lot of wolves here.
If
Yeah,
you want to
so,
go past that barricade, you have to drag a new token onto the second map.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're,
Gotcha.
I was wondering.
Gotcha.
So he takes you down to here. This is your building, is this one, which I guess is also this building, but this one down here has furniture in it. So yeah, this is your new home.
Okay.
I can't drag my token inside it.
Yeah, you have to put you have to drag your token onto the second copy of the map.
No. I'm on the second copy of the map. I can't get into the building.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. Can't get in the building.
Well,
Drag their token
obviously, it's
again.
because the doors are closed.
You have to go through the door. Like I went through the bottom there. I think I could.
I'm in.
Yeah. I went through the window, I think.
Typical
I mean-
for a thief.
I'm a rogue. What do you expect?
Cool. First time I've had my own holdings of land. I'm moving up in the nobility world.
I would like to search the house for food.
We have monkey bits.
Yeah, I'd like
And
to
other
search
rations that
for
you
food
that you
isn't
gathered from the
monkeys.
forest.
Yes.
We have enough for 3 days, if I recall. 3 or 5.
5. It was 5.
I'm just hoping they have food that you guys didn't randomly find, like maybe something good to eat.
I assure you, if you're looking for a Mars bar, you won't find it here.
What's a Mars bar?
Something that the monks made.
I see.
Wait a second.
Hmm.
He's a monk. He drained the monkey of blood.
Oh God.
It's all
Can't see where this is
connected.
going.
It's all connected.
All right. Well, with that, and I've had enough of your lovely company, I'm going to head out and meet the townsfolk. You may all go play hide and go fuck yourselves. And Tucker goes, and I'm just gonna, take the easy way out and just put him outside the house this time. I'm gonna go meet the snake. I knock on the door.
I think we should pause it here.
Yeah.
So, as a quick recap, we found the village and a very lovely T-Rex. We found out that they're all awakened, and that the major is some sort of giant, or it's not giant bird, but some sort of talking bird. Please tune in next time for Adventurecast Z guitar riff.
Da 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 da.